My wondrous cancers. To save some time, I already shuffled the cards. I'm using a Celtic 10 card spread that allows me to look at past, present, and future influences for the week. And as always, I'll be teaching the tarot through each card so you not only receive your message, but you start to build your own intuitive relationship with the cards because that's what this channel is all about, using tarot for our betterment and our benefit. And this week's benefit for you is taking a step back so you can get a refresh. We see a highlight here in that third card placement right at the top of the matter in the 10 card spread. I like to say God's navigation for the week. I might as well kick it off here. It's the major arcana card, the Hermit. And when we have a major arcana encounter, there's only 22 of them in the 78 card deck. They're the life lessons that we need to learn, right? It's making us of a higher consciousness, literally is the domain of this guy as well. We're reaching for different perspectives, including our own as well as others. That's the Hermit. He, to me, is where we need to take a retreat so we can get a refresh and then have a restart. He cuts away the BS and he starts to light the pathway forward. But first, I need to have you just to kind of catch your breath, get into a meditative state, and decide where those next steps are going to be, Cancer, because it's sitting on top of the first card placement, which is the significator, the general gist of the overall reading. And here we have the Five of Cups. Five is good luck in numerology and tarot, and the cups is the domain of our heart. And that means a lot to a Cancer because it's the water sign domain. It's love, emotional flow, it's intuition, our psychic ability, even the dream world falls under the domain of this beautiful card. But the thing about the Five of Cups, it's the only time that you'll see the cups turned over, because the way that we get to the good luck is getting real. We have to kind of take off the rose-colored glasses and look at people and situations, what serve us and what doesn't. That's the reason why the cups are turned over. Other people might have kicked over our emotions, didn't respect us, had no respect for our identity, didn't treat us with equality, or whatever the case may be, or maybe we even spilled our own cups on purpose with poor choices. That's part of the life lessons of the cups, right? And when we get to the five, we need the insight of where our emotional flow really goes and where it doesn't. All right. It needs to be defined and it's more precious now to you. You've learned that lesson. It's about not allowing emotional vampires or emotional dramas to upset you, right? That's the domain, again, of the water signs. You're going to have those life lessons. But here we just need to get real. And I think part of the getting real is in that crossing card, the second card position, which is not allowing you to kind of maybe take a real full 100% look at everything in a realistic light, right? Maybe we're still wearing those rose-colored glasses and we still like that illusion in certain areas, but that's got to go, because what the problem is with the second card placement is the Ace of Swords, and that's you, your identity, your intelligence, the way that you want to express and thoughts and communications. But to the ancient tarot, it was really coming into your own. It's breaking all the strangleholds of the archetypical or stereotypical way we have to be in society, with families, with friends. And maybe you're not grooving yourself enough, or maybe you're thinking that those past hurts that you've encountered in the Five of Cups, or that realistic viewpoint that we need to have, has brought some harsh realities. So cut away the BS with the sharp sword. That is there for your advantage to get to honesty and truth. And let's say you feel like you weren't honesty and truth or some of those identities, and it kept you in a kind of delusional state. This is not a judgment kind of reading. It's about being able to kind of break that kind of stranglehold of thinking. That's why the Hermit wants to refresh you, so we understand it. It's all life lessons for all of us. It's nothing new to you, Cancer. So anyway, so take that kind of Ace of Swords and flip it on its side and use that to take a realistic light. And I'll also say this: if you're not getting to an honest assessment of that, of other people and situations, that's going to be harmful for you in the end, because you know who you are, and that needs to come forth. And you also know what is real and not real, right? Because that's been something of the lesson as well for Cancer. So the Hermit, if that's kind of the reflection that you need, that insight, that's probably why God is and the universe are giving you that downtime to spend some time with the Hermit. It's literally a direct extension to God and the universe to give you that kind of clarity, but more importantly, to remind you kind of what the spiritual, emotional, and even material warrior you are. You can handle anything. And that's been kind of the life tough lessons that you guys have encountered over the last, especially the last couple of years. It's changed you. You're not the same crab anymore, and it's for your betterment. We just need to get into that insight of yourself to feel that way, right? And here it's like, what's really interesting here in the base of the matter, in the fourth card position, The gut feeling, I like to say, it's the Six of Pentacles. It's the Pentacles is the domain of the earth signs. It is the flow of money. It's the flow of resources. When we have the six, it's a celebratory state that you reached an accomplishment state in the journey to the 10. So good job here. But we also want everything, and maybe that's a realistic thing, and maybe why you're feeling like you're not having your voice and your identity or what's right and wrong. The resources might be getting blocked, right? Okay, when I see it in that position in this kind of reading, like I'm not having the equal flow of stuff, or I'm deserving of something like a promotion. It's also the gift of money as well. But in this kind of reading, it's like fairness of what is right and wrong in that area of the material, but especially in money and resources, or just giving and taking, or sweat equity, whatever that is, it's got to be in a balance. So whatever that, if you're not, again, feeling that vibe or taking a sharp look of it, the Hermit will help you get that insight. And in the past reflection, which is really cool too, is in that fifth card placement, is the King of Swords. So you already know what to do here, right? The King is the exalted state in the journey of the swords, our intellect, our identity, again, our intelligence, analytical thinking, strategy, I guarantee has been executed a lot in the journey to the King. And during the journey of the swords, we're only asked to use our intelligence. I don't want to use emotion or intuition. I'm trying to keep an emotional distance in my decision making. But the time I reach this royal guy, I have been through so much and I know so much. I can make a good, fair judgment on decision making because I've been through so much stuff that made me get that clarity, right? That's the only time it will ask to use our emotion or intuition in that balance of the scales, along with the hard decision making. I could come to hard truths, but I could deliver them with the soft tongue. That's a reflection of the King. He's overcome those mountaintops, and that's you getting that higher consciousness, that higher perspective, higher understanding, not only from your own point of view, but from others. That's how you get that clarity. And that's why the Hermit is there, to kind of reinforce that thinking of good job here. You really did some really tough stuff here, Cancer, and we're going to get a reward for it. But I just need you to have that rest so you can figure it out. And you know, what's really interesting here too is two beautiful cards. We have the 6th card placement here, which is what's happening right now, as well the 7th card placement, which you're feeling about yourself, which is a direct extension of the 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups is that looking at realistic things, and the Queen wants to give you that insight. She's obviously of the royal suit and not the minor arcana, so she knows a lot of stuff. She's unconditional, she's loving, but she's also tough love. Do not mess with her. She sits in that landscape of the abundance. She's always planting new ideas for the heart, for their materialized realization. She sits in that material world. It's kind of like Cancer, because as a water sign, it's hard to sit in this material world when you're made of emotion, feeling, and spirit, and love, and psychic ability. But that's a representation of the Queen. She's the exalted state, the higher state of you. I'm sitting with my feet grounded in the water. I'm constantly connected to God and the universe for my insight, and that's how I deliver my love. So focus on the love for yourself first and foremost, because that's how the Queen manifests, right? We have to have that love for ourselves. Again, come to clear decision for what's right for you, because the Queen demands it. Because she's opening the door for the healing of the Hermit, right? I have to open your heart to recognize that you are her, and no harm done in this journey. That's all part of the learning lessons. You don't get to the Queen with the easy stuff. It's not going to be the butterflies and unicorns that get you there. It's the tough stuff that makes you really reflect on your character, your integrity, your ethics, as well as your love, where it goes and where it doesn't go. Those are never easy lessons, right? And it opened the door for the Hermit to heal and the Fool to emerge. In the 7th card of that Self, this is a beauty of a card, because the Fool is also a major arcana, but it's not any major arcana. It begins the major arcana. And see that dark cave? I'm coming out of that spiritual, emotional, material enlightenment, right? That's where we get our maturity. It's not, again, in the sunshine state. It's going to be in the dark times that merely make us reflect and meditate and reach for God, to almost have a let go, let God kind of moment. Like, it gets so overwhelming, so powerful, right? But now that aspect is over. And now we're getting to see in a like real, again, insight of what we want to do and what we don't, and who we want to do it with and who we don't want, and where that energy goes, and that new spirit. So don't let this insight of having the hard truths of looking at people in situations, what stays and what doesn't, including what happened to you. That's okay. File it away. Deal with it, but we need to move on. And that's a reflection of the Fool. That insight, that wisdom, that experience becomes not emotional baggage for the Fool, because he doesn't carry anything forth, including that kind of stuff. He just carries the life lessons of what he's learned, and now he's kicking it in a new way to apply that insight, to apply that wisdom on a new journey. It's a new adventure that comes out of all this, okay? So believe it, and I know it's been turning. It's just been having a little kind of sharp turns here and there. You thought you were going to get there a lot easier, but that's, again, God in the universe. We have to have our life lessons, and now the Fool is ready to take it in a new way. He gives you that naivety, that spirit, like having a crush on yourself and having a crush on life. And that would be so welcome energy for right now. But I have to get that heart open and get that healing done, okay? So you know it's starting. You want it. That new day is dawning, and you know full it all. You got that special connection to God. That's also why the Hermit is appearing. And I'll also say this, because we're in the major arcana domain here. In the outcome card is the Star. So this is a doozy, my friends. The Star is the toughest card in the tarot to me. It's a major arcana, so she's highlighted in the minor in the 22-2 set of life lessons. And it's really the let go, let God, because we are brought to our knees. It's stuff is happening to us. We can't even get out of our mouth to our best friends or our partner or anybody. It's all an internal dialogue. It gets so dark and so scary that all you have is the light of hope and faith. And there's a reward for that, Cancer. Okay, especially in that outcome card. That's why the healing nature of the Hermit is appearing, saying, take your time. Let's define what you really want that good karma to be, okay? Because it's going to be a divine on your identity. So that's why I'm so stressing. Don't let that realistic viewpoint hold you back from moving forward. Your identity is there, and it's stirring in you. And I'll also add this, not only along with the Fool, especially because the Fool is sitting underneath the 8th, which is how other people view you. So when we need to move on from people and situations, this is how other people look at you. The 10 is the minor arcana wrap up. So we're moving in a new direction for our identity. There's you on its side, but there's justice, honesty, truth. All right. The new day is dawning. So anywhere where you felt like you got your injustice or you did your injustice too, we all have our duality, right? Don't. It's not about judgment. It's about life lessons, because that's how we build our character, integrity, and ethics from taking on those challenges, taking on that self-confidence to realize making yourself happy is first and foremost. And that's how other people see you. You've accomplished those mountaintops. That new day, again, a reflection like the Fool. It's dawning around you, but now you have protection. So take your time, and people realize that about you, because the 10th card, like I said, that Star card is one of the toughest. It's a reward card. It's a karma card to me. And you don't get there unless you've been a good egg and good intentions. It doesn't matter if you trip and fall. It only matters if you got up and try to do better. That's all for all of us can ask, right? And here, why we get that refresh. This beautiful energy for Cancer in the 9th card placement of our hopes and fears. So God is opening up your heart for new adventure, new joys, not only just of the heart, because we see that in the bonus card, but in our hopes and fears, is new ideas start to materialize. Our imagination, inspiration gets combined to take off in a new direction. I got to start to get my footing, my legs about me, right? And here in my deck, you come out of the cave of enlightenment again, another reflection of that emotional, spiritual, and material maturity that you work so hard to do. So kudos to you, is the Hierophant, the priest. I take the universal message of God and I make it a material reality. And your job is just to do that. That's why the Hermit is appearing. That's why the Star is there, because you've done such a good job. And God didn't just mess with you, Cancer, to mess with you. It messed with you to change you. Okay? And now you're changed. You're not the same crab anymore. You're a whole lot better. You're a whole lot deeper. You're a whole lot more insightful and understanding, and all the whole kit and caboodle of all the good things. So let's go get our good karma. And if you want a new razzmatazz, not only just in the full way of moving in a new direction for the whole life adventure, but the 3 of Cups in the bonus card is coming together with like-minded people in partnership. It could be romance, marriage. It could also be friendships and family. Anything that tickles your heart. Out of those life lessons of the 5, you get the rejuvenation and the partnership here as well. So you so deserve it, and you should go get it. You know what I mean? All you have the time to do is just heal a little bit and open the heart. God is going to get that energy and everything else that you need to kind of scurry ahead. And it's going to be delightful, because the shift has taken place, and I'm so proud of you. You did it, Cancer. You should be so proud of yourself. So thank you for everybody that watches. I just can't say thank you enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those of you that subscribe, thank you, thank you, thank you as well. It's just so cool growing the channel. And if you like the content, if you would consider subscribing, everybody and their mother is telling me I need to stress this because of the YouTube algorithm. So I'm just following their good advice. And if you would do so, it would be great because we're trying to spread the word about the good news of tarot. So thank you again, guys. Go get it. It's all in your little capable claws. No problem.